Welcome back, everyone. And today is Wednesday, September 9th, and we are here with another edition of Hella Headlines. So let's get to it. One of the things that came across my desk early this morning was a new survey from the US Census Bureau. It's called the Small Business Pulse Survey, and it actually was launched back at the early stages of COVID. What they've been doing is they've been taking a weekly look at what's happening across the country, and they've put together this survey which looks at employment, revenue, supply chain disruptions, and just generally how businesses are faring. In the survey's first 9 weeks, it found pervasive difficulties with business operations and finances, including temporary closings, employment, revenue, and cash on hand. For some background, here's a little bit about how the Small Business Pulse Survey was put together. There are 4 indexes included in the Small Business Pulse Survey. The first index is overall sentiment, or OSI, which assesses the overall impact of the pandemic on businesses. The second index is operational challenges, or OCI, which assess the overall effect of the pandemic on business operations. The third is the financial stress index, which is the FSI, and it assesses the financial difficulties experienced by businesses. And the fourth index is the expected recovery, or ERI, which has the summarization of the length of the expected recovery for businesses. So a little bit of background on the sampling frame, and I'm going to have to read this to you because I can't remember it all, and every survey is somewhat different. The Small Business Pulse Survey is completely voluntary. For the purpose of the Small Business Pulse Survey, the Census Bureau defines a small business as a single location business with an employment between 1 and 499 and receipts of at least $1,000 annually. So last but definitely not least, let's take a look at the recap of some of the results from the last tabulated survey, which ended August 15th from the Small Business Pulse Survey. The survey initially found 30% of respondents thought it would take about 6 months for the businesses to recover from the pandemic. Another 25% thought recovery would take about 2 to 3 months. Now, fast forward to June, and the survey found the number of businesses expecting recovery to take 6 months rose to 44%. And the number of people thinking, or number of businesses thinking that it would take 2 to 3 months declined from 25% down to 10%. By the week ending August 15th, so this was just 3.5 weeks ago, 48% expected recovery would take 6 months, and only 4%, actually 4.1%, thought it might be possible to recover within 2 to 3 months. Only 8.5% of all respondents said their businesses had already returned to pre-pandemic levels. So you can see that the responses from the survey definitely highlight the issue of business fragility across small enterprises, as well as the importance and need for decisive, common sense economic policy. So again, the survey is not reaching everybody like the one that I did last week. It's sort of catch as catch can. If you happen to be on the roll and you have to be contacted and you actually happen to turn it back in, you might be in that number, but there are a lot of us in there that were not. So, share your story. Let us know, where are you? Do you have cash and reserves that can allow you to, go on for another 2, 3, 5, 6, 12 months into the future? Where are you in your road to recovery at this time? What we're trying to do here as a collective is to make sure that small business gets a share of voice. So you can't do that if you've got your head down the entire time. So every once in a while, pop up, let us know what you're thinking, share it with the broader world. It's definitely got to go beyond dinner table talk, beyond your local small business association talk. It needs to be a national wave of sentiment that starts to sweep people off their feet and take notice. So thank you again for joining us at Hella Headlines at HellaBiz, and do make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I'm also inputting the information with regard to the US Census Bureau survey results down below. Take a look, slice and dice the data any way you choose. It was really fascinating to look at it state by state, by metro area versus metro area. I was looking at the state of California versus Washington and Oregon, Illinois, Florida, New York, and really finding some hot data points, which I may dig into further on another episode. But that's it for today, and have a great day.